Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mitigate Stress TV. My name is Nick. We're going to be covering the Super Soda. So this is an incredible drink that is going to replenish your electrolytes, rebalance your electrolytes. It's going to be extremely hydrating. Of course, we need a balanced diet for this as well. You can't just rely on this. But it's also an incredible pre, post, and intra workout drink, which is going to skyrocket your performance, your ATP production, your power production, your endurance, your stamina, as well as your longevity as well. So when I experimented with this, I usually recommend only working out for 40 minutes, no more than an hour, because that's when you're going to start elevating your stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. To avoid that, work out a little bit less than an hour, but I went for 2.5 hours unknowingly, and I felt zero fatigue whatsoever. It's kind of crazy, so you got to stop your workout, force yourself to stop, but your energy will go through the roof. This is an incredible drink that you can combine with raw honey, maple syrup if you want, with or without your workouts, just as a standalone delicious soda. I've used maple syrup to make it taste like root beer or Coca-Cola. You can use, like I said, raw honey, cane sugar, maybe even like a blueberry or cherry flavoring to make it taste like a cherry cola or something like that. So you get the idea. You can use it as a standalone drink or with a flavoring to make it taste like a soda. So this is something I recommend drinking once a day, with 32 fluid ounces of water, especially if you're working a lot throughout the day, you're stressed, you're outside a lot, you're sweating, or like I said, just during your workouts. It's going to consist of sodium bicarbonate, aluminum free, or magnesium bicarbonate drink, which is sold at mitigatestress.com. We also teach you how to make your own as well in home. Reverse osmosis or distilled water. Like I said, a sugar or a flavoring of your choice if you want. Aspirin, recommended. You don't have to, but it's highly recommended. Increased testosterone production and performance as well. Blood flow, circulation. That's great. Consult your doctor, of course, first, I'm supposed to say. This is not medical advice. And then CO2, a CO2 source. This is a CO2 cylinder, 20-pound rated, and this is a CO2 cap. This is the brew CO2 adapter, which is used a carbonation kit from Amazon. I think it's called brew. This is a braided cable. We wire the braided cable around here. It goes up to here. Turn that bad boy on, and here you go. And you're gonna attach this to a Faraday cap. Faraday cap, that's what that's called. And the cool thing is, you can just take any 2-liter bottle if you want. We don't recommend using plastic, but this is a BPA-free plastic that works. Definitely glass is better, but honestly, if you're using carbonation kit and you're not experienced with this, maybe not glass, because I think it could shatter and explode, and do not recommend that. So this works pretty well, or you just get a soda bottle from anywhere and clean it out good. Get your Faraday cap, you're gonna put it on after you put all your ingredients in, and then you're gonna shoot it up with CO2. But I'm gonna show you real quick how to do this. So without further ado, start with your water. If you're working out, you're gonna wanna do, I'd say 20 to 32 ounces of water, and roughly throughout the entire day, 32 to 64 ounces of water, no more than that. A lot of people are drinking a lot of water, and they're flooding their electrolytes. They're discharging a lot of electrolytes. They're flooding their kidneys. And depending on the type of water you're consuming, that can actually lead to more kidney stones, despite what we think, and more calcification. So that's roughly about a little bit over 20 fluid ounces of water. Right now, during this process, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate. It's going to be roughly 1,200 milligrams of sodium. We want the CO2, this drink has a lot of CO2, because CO2 is what's going to help deliver the oxygen into the cell deeper. Without CO2, we cannot deliver the oxygen. It will actually oxidize. So CO2 actually transports oxygen. So when you're working out, you're actually expelling a lot of CO2. So we actually recommend breathing a little bit less during your workouts too. So a teaspoon. This is a half teaspoon, but I'm just gonna eyeball it, do it like a heaping half teaspoon. I'd say no more than a teaspoon at one time, especially. Like I said, you can probably drink this drink one time per day and then have another 20 to 32 ounces of reverse osmosis or distilled water, standalone or separate. So that was the baking soda. This is supposed to be aluminum free, but I recommend finding one that actually says aluminum free. We got the water, we got the baking soda. Now let's do some aspirin. Like I said, consult your doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm gonna do 1 for me. I'm gonna do 4 total. I've experimented with high dose aspirin, and with the CO2, with the maple syrup, with the aspirin, this has actually been touted as and the sodium bicarbonate as an anti-cancer drink. I'm going to share the research for all of this, by the way, in the link below, and the link for our magnesium bicarbonate. So we got the aspirin, the sodium bicarbonate, the water. Now we're ready to cap it off. My bad, I'm a little bit unorganized here. Cap this off because we want to get a little bit of CO2, a little bit of carbonation going. Something's wrong with the cap here. We want to get a little bit of a carbonation going before we add in the magnesium. Turn on my kit. Here's my cap, Faraday cap. Make sure it's tight. And with it on, I'm going to shake up this. If you have a soda sparkle, that works pretty well too. Any soda kit works pretty well, but this is the best way to get a lot of carbonation and CO2 into your body. So it's carbonated. It will pop off. I'll show you. But let some air go off, because I've had them shoot up the ceiling. There we go. I like to breathe in the CO2 a little bit. Don't do that too much though. So now we're ready to add in the magnesium bicarbonate. If you're using our drink, it's already at 1 ounce for 750 milligrams. I'd recommend an ounce, maybe 2 ounces max. Depends on your stress levels, depends how your other electrolytes are doing. This is why we recommend consuming magnesium with sodium, because they both are lost during stress. And if you're consuming just magnesium without sodium and you're in a stress environment, you're going to offset your electrolytes even more, and that can be very dangerous. This is why supplementation is not always recommended. Combine this with your trigger pointing to make sure that you're actually retaining your electrolytes, you're actually properly distributing your water throughout your entire body. And then boom. We're gonna do I'm gonna eyeball it. Goop, 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 goop. 1 to 2 ounces. Should be good for me, nothing more than that. This is when you want to add in your flavoring or your maple syrup if you want. That will make it taste very, very delicious. And actually you can drink that during your workout and you will have incredible performance. I think I pretty much got everything. And yeah, we're ready to CO2 it up one more time. And that's your base. Wrong one again. That's your base for your super soda. Like I said, you can add the flavoring in with your workouts, with just a standalone drink. It's extremely delicious. And then boom. Alright. Whoa. Okay. There we go. And that's pretty much just mostly water. So sodium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate, aspirin. Just did some reverse osmosis or distilled water. Get your flavoring if you want. And there's your pre-workout, intra-workout, anti-stress drink. This is an adrenal cocktail. You can also get some whole food vitamin C with this. Get your copper. Download our free trigger point guide. It's good. I like the carbonation, honestly. Download our free trigger point guide. We go through a lot more details on what to eat, what to avoid, anti-stress foods, anti-stress habits. Definitely Ray Pete inspired, a lot of other people inspired as well. And a lot of good trigger point content, some correctives on there as well. Do your walking, get your sun, keep mitigating that stress. All right, guys, see you soon.